Today's horoscope from AstroCademy, Sagittarius, September 24, 2024. The moon begins its transit of your social sector today, and will stay there for over 2 days. With this transit, enjoying pressure-free environments can help refresh you. However, today's Venus-Pluto square is tricky to navigate as it can produce tension that could interfere with your relationships and communications. Someone or something might trigger vulnerable areas of your psyche. Worries about your work or health can interfere with enjoying simple connections, personal interests, and light conversations. With this transit, even the simplest of interactions can seem loaded. If you observe this happening, try to detach yourself from the situation and move back into it after you've gained some perspective. Temporarily toning down your communications could also be useful. Life will be moving at a brisk pace in the weeks ahead for you. This is because the mighty Sun, our great luminary, will catch the wind and soar into your solar house of communication and short-distance travel beginning today. With Libra season upon you, you'll be germinating brilliant ideas and eager for discussion with your crush, sweetheart, or spouse in the month to come. This is also an exhilarating period to plan some quick trips to nearby destinations, whether that is hopping on a fast plane ride or even hitting the pavement for a road trip. No matter what, enjoy the spice of life now. What could you gain from your professional interactions and conversations? Pay attention to everything that unfolds in your work life as the Sun enters Libra and Venus enters Scorpio. Libra season will teach you the importance of social cues and correspondences in the workplace. How you interact with your coworkers or clients will speak volumes to your work life. Venusian energy can help you pinpoint what you need to work on in your relationships and community. However, you may have to transform how you communicate with others in your workplace. On the one hand, you see many of your strengths and feel pretty good about yourself. On the other hand, you feel the one nagging thing you haven't been able to quite work out dragging you down. If you continue to compare yourself to others, you will create a real problem for yourself. If you use the positive to confront the negative within yourself, you stand a chance of a real breakthrough. Try to keep yourself centered through some aerobic exercise to keep the fresh blood flowing. The vibrations of the day are going to tend to destabilize you. You are going to have to go with the flow even if the going is a little rough. However, you should think about your behavior with your family and friends. Try not to beat them over the head with your opinions. Take time to listen and weigh the pros and cons of a situation and stop acting on impulse. There may be a slowdown in your professional life. Whether it is the weekend or not, you have an opportunity to gain perspective on your income, work, and career fronts before the new week begins. The moon is spending its final hours in your career sector while also forming a favorable alignment with the Sun, who is in his last day in your income sector. Both are aligning positively with Pluto on the job front. Although all planetary activity related to income will conclude when Mercury leaves your income sector in 4 days, this time offers valuable insights into the factors that will influence your professional year ahead. As Venus reaches her last full day in your communication sector, instead of facing obstacles and roadblocks, the planet of love is instead finding nothing but support as she gets ready to hand over her mission to give your heart and your relationships a voice. With the Sun returning to your communication sector tomorrow and Mercury, the planet of communication 3 days later, the communication lines will remain in safe hands. Our eyes in the sky. The cosmos is buzzing with energy today, and you may feel a strong pull toward deepening your relationships and partnerships. However, as enticing as that energy is, today might not be the best day for making financial decisions or embarking on shopping sprees. The planetary shifts are stirring up a heightened sense of impulsiveness, especially when it comes to splurging on big-ticket items or making investments. It's easy to get swept up in the excitement and overlook the long-term implications. Have you ever bought something on a whim, only to later realize it wasn't worth the price? We've all been there. It's a common experience, and today, the universe is encouraging you to pause and reflect before acting on those urges. Think about it. Have you ever spent hours on a problem that, in hindsight, didn't really need solving? Today's cosmic energy is guiding you to be more selective. Focus on the issues or goals that truly require your attention, and let the rest go. By doing so, you'll conserve your energy for the challenges that genuinely align with your path and purpose. What's one area of your life right now that could use a little more focus? Or maybe there's something you need to let go of. Feel free to share your experiences in the comments. We're all navigating these energies together, and sometimes, just voicing what's on your mind can bring clarity. Now, let's dive deeper into the powerful cosmic shifts taking place. The Sun is entering Libra, while Venus moves into passionate Scorpio. This combination signals the start of a transformative period, particularly in the realms of relationships, balance, and our deepest desires. Libra season officially begins with the fall equinox, a time of equilibrium, harmony, and fresh starts. You might find yourself naturally seeking more balanced, reciprocal connections during this time. Think about your relationships. Where are you craving more harmony? Where could you benefit from restoring balance? Libra's influence encourages us to create peace and fairness in our lives, both in how we relate to others and how we treat ourselves. Have you ever noticed how, when things are balanced in your personal life, everything seems to flow more smoothly? Libra season is the perfect time to reflect on these dynamics and make any necessary adjustments. What does balance look like for you, not only in relationships but in all areas of your life? At the same time, Venus in Scorpio brings a more intense, passionate energy to our relationships. Scorpio doesn't do anything halfway, and when Venus is in this sign, you may find yourself desiring deeper, more transformative connections. Superficiality won't cut it. Scorpio craves intimacy, emotional honesty, and authenticity. If you've been yearning for a more profound bond with someone, this is the time to explore that. But remember, with Scorpio's influence comes the temptation to control or get tangled in emotional power dynamics. The key here is to lean into vulnerability and seek true intimacy rather than trying to control outcomes. Have you ever noticed that when you open up and allow yourself to be vulnerable, your relationships deepen in ways you didn't expect? Let's talk about Theta Euro. How does emotional intimacy show up for you, and what does it mean to you? On the financial front, you might find that your advice is in high demand today. People may come to you seeking guidance on money matters or projects, and while it's wonderful to share your wisdom, remember to maintain your boundaries. It's great to help others, but have you ever found yourself giving so much of your energy that you're left too exhausted to pursue your own goals? Today, the universe is asking you to strike a balance between giving and receiving. Also, remember that sometimes, listening is just as important as giving advice. Have you noticed that when you truly listen to others, you learn as much as they do? Today is a great opportunity to practice that balance. Giving when it's appropriate, but also receiving the wisdom and perspectives others have to offer. How do you balance helping others with taking care of yourself? It's a fine line, and it's something we all navigate, so feel free to share your strategies for finding that balance.